Hyundai just premiered this new Palisade for 2026 here at the New York Auto Show, and I find it super interesting. First, this is the XRT model, which means beefier tires and smaller wheels, kind of the off-roady package with the black trim. And of course, it's got to have tow hooks, so it's got recovery points up in the front. Look-wise, it looks pretty cool. I think Hyundai is hitting everything out of the ballpark. Excuse the people over here. And this is definitely going to be a big hit. Going around the back, I see some Range Rover inspiration here in the taillight and the way it's set up. Excuse me. Morons. Opening the trunk. Some interesting things over here. Little design lines. There's a subwoofer over here. Third row seat is folded over here. I realize it's really dark over here. I was looking at a higher trim model before. It was a little bit different. Over here, it's going to have a cargo cover like they all do. And it's a standard 6-passenger vehicle from this angle. There's only 2 seats in the back. I was looking at a higher trim model over here, which had more features over here in terms of positioning and folding the rear seat. So maybe I'll get that later. But this is obviously not it. That said, it looks pretty cool on the outside. I really do like the taillights and how they're incorporated into the rest of the chassis. This model has obviously a roof rack because it's the outdoorsy 4x4-ish model. Let's see how the seats fold forward. Ooh, that was cute. Now, the $10,000 question is, will it go back to the same position? And it did. Nice. You got armrests over here. You got a cargo slide-out thing over here. Household outlet, USB ports. Conventional sunroof. Rear climate control is up here. It's typically down there. And it's got sunshades over here, but no sunshades in the back. I'll take a look at the higher trim model in a little bit just to see the differences. But I can see already that this doesn't feel as high quality as the top line model that's over in the other part of on the display. Coming in over here, it's the same thing. Materials are definitely different than on that other model I was looking at. This is wireless charger cup holders, but the console design is pretty cool. I wonder if it lifts up or anything. No, it's fixed. So this is basically a place for your bag. You've got a little shelf over there. Climate control, it's got hard buttons. This is good. I would assume like the other Hyundais, there's a display for soft keys over here, but there's hard keys as well. Typical standard Hyundai double display, but there is no, unlike other Hyundais, there's a cowl under it, so that should help with the glare. But the dash is even and flat, which is interesting. I gotta say, this car has a ton of headroom. As I'm sitting over here at 6'2", I'm nowhere near being the ceiling. Let's see what's going on over here. How do I open this? There we go, big console. These are your hill descent control, parking sensor, camera, terrain drive. I wonder what that's going to do. I have no idea. This is probably the mode changer thing. Driving mode. Transmission is selector is similar as on the other Hyundais now, except they added a little circle over here to tell you exactly what to do with it. And they put the engine start button on the transmission shifter. I don't know. It's over here if you can't see it. But do I put my hand through this way or go through that way? I don't know if this is the best place for this. Really, it's an all new, they say, but it looks like a lot of redone things that they've done before, just wrapped differently. But I have no doubt it's going to be a big seller for them just because it looks kind of cool. It's not completely square. The back is rounded off a bit. But it's an interesting design, and I'm sure there's a wiper under there. But it's nothing revolutionary, but it is looking good. So this is the more opulent version of the Palisade, and right away you can see the difference in the seats themselves. For some reason, what I wanted to show you was this whole folding gizmo over here, but I cannot get it to work no matter what I do. So I'm thinking it was disabled for the purpose of the show. But from here you can operate second and third row, but you can also slide the second row, which is interesting. But this on the top model, whatever it's called, let's see what it's called. Everything is suddenly much nicer. It doesn't say which model it is, but let's look inside over here. Suddenly, everything you touch, you have a little sunshade over here, everything you touch is nicer. There's lights here, there's lights over there. The setup is generally the same, except much nicer, which makes all the sense in the world. The big difference is like a little trim on the door over there that was absent in the other model. The nicer speaker, the typical Hyundai, Kia, Genesis seat controls, but everything is taken up a notch. Look at that steering wheel. I mean, you might as well put that in a Bentley. It would totally fit. Door panels with these little lights. This was like a black plastic over there on the other model. It's still plastic over here, but it's much nicer. The seats look so much better. And over here, this was all black plastic over there, and it's nicely finished. I don't think it's wood, but I tell you, it feels like wood when you touch it. And basically the same setup over here. Same key in the wrong place. Let's see what happens when you turn it on. Typical Hyundai gauge cluster over here. But look, more lights over there. This was all a big piece of black plastic over there, but now you got colors, you got lights, you got nicer fabrics. This was a big piece of plastic over there. This is much nicer. Just little things that make a difference. And you can see how even the dash is over here. It's full of little cool design features. More nice speakers. This is really, I gotta give Hyundai credit. All three brands are really stepping it up. This is probably much nicer in person than it seems in this video, but it is certainly much nicer than that 4x4-ish version I had over there.